defense.
Wow. Woo! Damn, he shot Toribia. Get the hell out of there, bro. Oh, shoot.
A Gundam! But why?
Yeah, why?
I haven't done anything yet to deserve this.
Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do episode 4 of Mobile Suit Gundam 00. Towards the end of the last episode, it looks like Setsuna actually encountered the commander Sergei in a one-on-one bout to see who is who and pretty much to literally figure out how strong one another is. So Sergei is a guy who only believes in things that he sees, and he heard about the Gundams, and of course everyone else, they seem like this mythical thing. They pretty much like some kind of being that they couldn't see, like Sasquatch or something like that. Like they could see it, but no one actually took a very clear picture of the Gundam. So he was like, yo, I want to see the Gundam. And once he got a chance to do that, once the Gundam Exia was actually close by, he took that chance. He jumped into like a military grade mobile suit and actually fought Setsuna. Now, he is very tricky, but luckily, of course, Setsuna with his beam saber was out to outclass him, or literally just outclass him due to power and strength of the beam saber himself. Because Sergei does seem like somebody who's actually very combat ready. And it makes sense because he's a commander. Now, besides that fight scene, the last thing that happened at the end of that episode was that we realized the Catholics and the Protestants were actually ended a feud that lasted 400 years, mainly due to the presence of the Gundam Meisters. Their influence and the little interventions that they had is actually showing some good results. Now, that's just a little bit of good that's happening, but we don't know the other side or any other kind of ramifications or consequences of their actions. So far, we only had that little tidbit, but I have a feeling that it's not going to be the only thing that's going to happen, and I think people, as we have learned, are going to make anti-Gundam squads to combat that. Because just like the Batman vs. Superman, Batman figured out that Superman was super strong and didn't know how to take care of him. So being Batman, he figured out a way that, hey, I have to be able to take care of Superman. If there's only 1 ounce of bad, I have to do it. So since Gundam Meisters arose, I'm pretty sure everyone else is going to do the same thing. They're going to figure out ways to take out Gundam. The best way to do that is to study it. And I think that's what's going to happen in future episodes. But I guess the only thing left for us to do right now is to jump into the next one just to see what happens next. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and beep, beep. Here we go.
Result of celestial beings' armed intervention on the island of Ceylon. 148 of our brave and noble soldiers lost their lives. We, the people of the Human Reform League, intend to take a firm stance and confront their terrorist activities.
He has a point, but...
Sure don't like us.
But isn't the Human Reform League just going to build up its military in response to what we're doing?
They're going to do, then we'll simply have to respond with more armed interventions.
The elimination of war.
Oh, that sounds like my neighborhood.
Well,
Thought that was from outside.
It appears that the wave of terrorism has finally reached the city. We need to push the reforms through.
Our country has been reliant on fossil fuels for far too long. To revive, we must approach the nations that control the solar power system and ask for aid.
But since our country didn't participate, we don't have the right to access their energy supply.
Yes.
Why would any other nation be willing to help us for nothing?
But the National Assembly put me in power to find that assistance. Therefore, there's only one task ahead of me.
Well, how was it, Colonel? You traded blows with the Gundam, didn't you? I'd like to hear your honest...
He survived.
My personal opinion is I don't believe there's a mobile suit in the entire world that can stand up to a Gundam. That's just my opinion, sir.
Then calling you down here was the right thing to do. Colonel Smirnov, you are to acquire a Gundam for us before the Union or the AEU.
Sir.
What?
I am forming a team for that purpose. But there is one soldier I'd like to entrust you with.
Ace pilot. Oh no, this is someone else.
I am Lieutenant Soma Pierce, Super Soldier Number 1, dispatched from the Superhuman Institute labs.
A
Superhuman.
lab baby.
But, sir, I thought that project was...
Apparently, they continue to carry it out in secret.
It is a great honor to meet you, sir.
Damn, babies. Always using
Much
kids.
too young for this.
Just eating a hot dog, you know. World peace. Oh, this is much. Oh no, he's having PTSD probably of what happened when he was younger. It's like Terminator 2 vibes. End of the world. So much on his mind.
No way.
Hey, it's you.
Ah!
That's it. I can't believe you remembered my name.
Who is this?
He's, Setsuna F. Seiya.
What is this? His whole name, Setsuna F. Sale.
It's magnificent, Professor.
But even with the anti-G system activated, you'll be feeling about 12 Gs when turning at full speed.
That's exactly what I was hoping for.
Mr. Miragi, Teribia is on air making an announcement right now.
If any nation brings political or military pressure to bear in order to deny us our claim, then we shall respond with military action. Our nation defiantly opposes domination by the despicable U.S.
Wow. Wow.
That country has always had strong anti-American sentiments. But to secede from the Union?
Lieutenant, do you know why Teribia has decided to take such a hard-line approach?
If the Union takes military action, then they know that Celestial Being will intervene in order to prevent a conflict.
Accept the invite, Gundam, and show up.
So, you think Teribia is taking advantage of Celestial Being?
Looks like it.
The reason they can take such an extortionist hardline approach is because of their proximity to the orbital elevator.
Having received approval from a majority of its parliament, the Union has made the decision to dispatch a military force.
Oh, he's running his ass off. It's time for war, baby. Let's go. How old is he? Like 10? Damn, they're gonna call out all the suits for this one.
Haro, let's go.
Roger, Roger.
We're finally gonna meet these Gundams. I'm looking forward to this, Lieutenant.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, man, you did pretty good last time, but...
The Union fleet and America's Second Fleet have arrived off the coast of Teribia.
Wow.
What about the Teribians?
They're concentrating ground mobile suits around 3 of their main cities.
So what are we going to be doing, Mr. Miragi?
Exactly.
It's obvious. There's only one thing we really can do.
Wait. Are they gonna take out everybody? There's way too many people. On all sides. What's that? It's Gundam, baby! That's hella funny.
This is Blue Shark. I have a visual on 2 Gundams. They're heading for the capital.
Mr. Prime Minister, the Celestial Being just appeared.
So they did show up.
So I think he's calling the bluff for them to stop
Each
everything.
one is heading for a major city.
Yeah,
If
that's...
Celestial Being actually intervenes, it'll be helping the hardliners in Teribia with their agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say they don't intervene. If they stand back and allow the Union armed forces to attack, their doctrine of eliminating war will be hopelessly compromised. Commence mission.
Woo! Damn, he shot Teribia. Get the hell out of there, bro. Oh, shoot.
A Gundam! But why?
Yeah, what?
Haven't done anything yet to deserve this.
Celestial Being's founder was quite clear.
Members of Celestial Being, all countries that promote war are legitimate targets for armed intervention.
They started the mess.
Eliminating targets.
Oh, shit. I mean, if you go by the book, they're right. They wanted to succeed, but that caused conflict, so they're actually starting this war. So it makes sense for them to attack to stop it.
Now commencing intervention.
So the Unions look cool, but
Done in a mess. Targeted and ready to fire.
who are you killing though? Boom! Damn, that dude's powerful.
Sir, the Gundams are engaging the Teribian forces.
They're doing what? The Gundams are attacking our military. Get me President Stegmeyer on the hotline.
Yes, sir.
Some shit, he fucked up.
I sympathize with your flight, and I feel its actions are regrettable.
Damn it. They're in a hard place now.
Of course, if you're willing to reverse your decision to secede from the Union, we will gladly deploy our armed forces to protect your country. Very well. Our military will launch an attack on Celestial Being.
The American mobile suit teams are taking off. It appears they're acting to protect Teribia as predicted. Just a moment. I have a machine that is currently closing on the
Yeah.
area. It's one of America's flags.
American.
It's more than twice as fast as its specs, and it's heading for the Exia.
Another chance to fight the Gundam. That, Mr. President, was well played.
Ah. This is the... Damn it. This guy got some new updates.
He's fast.
I wonder how they train.
Got him.
Woo!
He got away.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. I never expected them to attack the Teribians.
It looks like both
Teribia and America expected something like this would happen. Once Celestial Being began their intervention, Teribia immediately borrowed the help of the American military. Now, anti-American sentiments within Teribia will die down, and as a result, they can support the U.S. leadership as a matter of policy. The current Teribian administration will have American aid and a more secure power base.
What?
And to avoid Teribia's fate, other countries will think twice before deciding to implement any overt anti-American policy.
Wow, this whole thing was planned from the beginning.
Actually benefited the most from these events.
Hey sis, what does all this mean anyway? They said they were going to end fighting, but they started this way. That just doesn't seem right.
I hate to tell you, Saji, but sometimes the world just isn't that simple.
Hey everyone, well that was the end of episode 4 of Mobile Suit Gundam 00. It looks like a lot of confusion was happening. So at the start of the episode, we did get a hint that Anchor had a hard-on for the Gundams, and he was lucky enough to participate with the US as a way to intervene in the Gundam Meisters intervention between Tiberians and I think the US. Long story short, the Teribians, they actually wanted to succeed the Union, and in doing so, there's like, hey, if war happens, I mean, that just was gonna happen. We're gonna succeed. But it was all a farce. They wanted to do that all for show because they wanted help from the US. They couldn't actually get the help from the US explicitly because there was already anti-US sentiment inside of the country. So what they do, they plan some kind of fake, not even a coup, but just some kind of fake, like, yo, I'm gonna leave the Union, and if the US attacks us, that's just what it is. But it turns out, when they were gonna leave the Union, the Gundam Meisters determined that the Teribians were actually targets based on their own understanding of, hey, if you start a war, or if you start any kind of conflict, you're the ones who's going to be on the Gundam Meisters' radar. So because the Teribians wanted to literally succeed from the Union, they were actually the ones to kind of start conflict. So it was a whole big piece of chess that was playing, and I didn't understand it to the end, but I think what happened was Teribians wanted US support. In the country itself, they didn't have US support. And the only way they could do that was to turn against the Celestials by having them attack a defenseless Teribians that they just stood there and did nothing and attacked them head on. And the US, even though they had a little standoff, they was like, yo, we're gonna help you by sending in more mobile suits to attack the Gundam Meisters as aid. And in doing that, hopefully the country of Teribian would like to be like, yo, we see that the US is actually pretty good. Like, they stood up to those meanies, the celestial beings who actually attacked you unprovoked. But they didn't really attack the Teribians unprovoked. Long story short, like they said, hey, if you start war, you kind of provoke it, then you're gonna be the one that's gonna be attacked. So this play that just happened was something that a lawyer would do. Like, there's something, like there was rules written, and just without even doing any kind of weird interpretations, they just went straight through the rule book and they figured out this is exactly what needed to be done, and this is what they did. And this is what the US did in order to actually have the celestial beings turn out to be kind of the bad guys in the world's eye. Not everything is black and white. The celestial beings followed their own orders and own like beliefs, but by being very hard on and like hardcore about what they believe in and strict, they might have actually painted themselves in a bad light, which is kind of cool to think about. Like, that is a chess move, and that's something that commanders and like union leaders and pretty much politicians would be aware of doing. So everyone was actually in it together for this specific move in order to make the celestial beings be bad, as well as to get some kind of positive for some of the countries. Now the US can back the Teribians, and the Teribians can back the US, and they can actually reverse their succeeding and going back into the Union without losing face, you know? But yeah, it's just a raw reaction right now. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, peace.